For hundreds of years, a terrifying creature has stalked the lonely roads and marshes of England. It's a phantom hound, they say, with eyes like burning coals. And seeing it is an omen of your own death. Today, we're following the footprints of the beast known as Black Shuck. I want you to imagine this. Picture yourself on a path, completely alone, with no town in sight. The sun is gone and the sky is just this bruised, ugly gray. There's a wind coming off the marshland that's so sharp and cold it bites. Everything feels damp and empty. The only sound is the rustle of reeds, just the wind and this heavy, waiting silence. So let me ask you, in that exact moment, with that feeling of isolation creeping in, do you keep going? Do you push forward into the dark? Or is every single instinct in your body screaming at you to turn around and just run? Go ahead and vote in the poll. I'm really curious to see what you do. You know that feeling of dread you just imagined? Well, it's not new. For the people of East Anglia, that feeling has a name, and it has a date. To really get this legend, we have to travel back in time, to a single day when it felt like hell itself had broken loose. The date is August 4th, 1577. It's a Sunday, and an absolutely monstrous thunderstorm just rolls over the countryside. The people in two towns, Bungay and Blytheburgh, are all huddled inside their churches, praying while the storm just rages. They think they're safe in there. They are so wrong. All of a sudden, there's a clap of thunder, so violent it feels like the sky is being torn into. The huge, heavy oak doors of the church are just thrown open with this impossible force. And standing there, framed by the lightning, is a creature. A massive, shaggy black dog with these terrible, glowing eyes. And look, this isn't just some spooky story that got told centuries later. We have accounts written at the time, like this verse right here, that recorded the horror. It says this hellish monster tore through the terrified congregation, killing a man and a boy before the church steeple itself came crashing down. But what really cemented this legend, what made it real, was the physical evidence it left behind. These scorch marks on the church door in Blytheburgh. They're said to be the claw marks Black Shuck left as it fled. For more than 400 years, they've been called the devil's fingerprints. And the wildest part? You can still go and see them today, burned right into the wood. So what is this thing? It's called Black Shuck, and the name tells you pretty much everything you need to know. It probably comes from the Old English word shuka, which straight up means demon, or maybe it comes from a local word, shucky, for shaggy. So you've either got the shaggy dog, or a little more chillingly, the demon dog. Okay, but here's where the story gets way bigger. Black Shuck isn't just some local East Anglian problem. It turns out the entire British Isles is absolutely teeming with stories of spectral dogs, and each one has its own local name and its own reputation. Just look at how this one idea spreads across the country. In Wales, they call it the Gwilgy. Go up to Yorkshire, it's the Barghest. Over in Lancashire, it's the Skricker. The list just goes on and on. It's the same basic phantom, this huge, terrifying black dog, but it's woven so deeply into the identity of each place. It's like a nationwide phenomenon hiding in plain sight. But here's the twist. Not all of these dogs are evil. Folklorists have found this really fascinating split. On one hand, you've got the Barjuice type, a true hellhound, a sign of pure doom. But on the other hand, some of the stories describe a guardian spirit, a phantom dog that shows up to protect lost travelers or women walking alone, guiding them safely home before just vanishing. It's a monster, yeah? But sometimes it's a monster that's on your side. This brings up such a cool point about folklore, right? These stories travel, they change. So does your hometown have a phantom hound? Or maybe a similar monster or guardian legend? I would absolutely love to read your local versions in the comments. Let's see just how far this story has really spread. Now, of course, science has tried to explain these kinds of encounters. And a really compelling theory is sleep paralysis. You know, that horrifying state where you wake up but you can't move a muscle, and your brain starts to hallucinate. A dark figure in the room, a crushing weight on your chest. It's not hard to see how your brain could turn that terror into a monstrous hound pinning you down. But, you know, a psychological explanation just doesn't feel big enough to contain this legend. To really, truly understand Black Shuck, you have to look past the creature itself. You have to look at where it lives. Because the real horror isn't the dog, it's the land.
There's actually a perfect word for this. Stonic. It's pronounced thonic. It means something that belongs to the underworld, to the deep, ancient, raw powers of the earth itself. And Black Shuck is a purely chthonic creature. It's born from the soil and the sea.
And to see why, you just have to look at the landscape of East Anglia. It's low-lying, it's wet and marshy, and it's always threatening to just sink back into the sea. The coastline is unstable, constantly battered by violent storms and floods that could literally wipe whole towns off the map. It is, as one writer perfectly put it, in unsettled and unsettling terrain. It's a place that just feels dangerous. So you see, Black Shuck isn't just some random ghost dog. He is the spirit of the place itself. He is the walking, snarling embodiment of the fog, the treacherous marshes, and that constant, terrifying threat of the sea. Black Shuck is the landscape bearing its teeth. And this is the absolute core of the whole thing, summed up perfectly by the anthropologist Jonathan Woolley. He says the shuck gives shape to the palpable sense of risk in these places. When you live on land that could betray you and swallow you whole at any moment, you create a monster that embodies that risk. You give your fear a face. So, why are we still talking about this in the 21st century? Why are people today still claiming to see this dog? Well, it's because the deep primal fears that created Black Shuck, they never really went away. This legend survives because it's the perfect container for our biggest anxieties, the fear of a sudden, unexpected death, and the humbling knowledge that no matter how advanced our technology gets, nature is still this incredibly powerful, unpredictable force. Black Shuck is a story that reminds us we are not always in control. And now, the legend is evolving. We have this thing called digital folklore. Stories like Black Shuck don't just spread by word of mouth anymore. They spread like wildfire online. The internet has basically become this huge digital campfire where modern myths and creepypastas are born and shared, giving ancient terrors like Black Shuck a whole new life. So if you've got a friend who loves a good ghost story or a bit of spooky folklore, share this with them. Because the real story, the one that's rooted in the land itself, is somehow even more haunting. And that gets me thinking about all the other incredible legends out there all over the world. Let us know in the comments what country's folklore you want us to dive into next. We'll follow the trail wherever it leads. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Black Shuck was a monster born from a very specific landscape, from a specific set of fears. And it makes you wonder, what are the monsters of our modern landscape? What terrors are being shaped right now by our concrete jungles, our digital spaces, and our own unique modern anxieties? What's howling just out of our sight?